Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch and be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find a link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench, which is right below in memory of our friends. Now, if you're not a member or if you're not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. If you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. That's courtesy of Jeff Riley. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in and you enjoy just watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box right over here. I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. And understand, sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient. And I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can do this during the live stream. So like I said earlier, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host or the many building videos, contest coverage videos that Sparky does on this platform informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. That's the like button, by the way. Subscribe and share and comments on the YouTube channel. It helps it grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I'm a member. I have the $4.99 come out of my own checking account each and every month. And it's been running now for the last 3 years and 11 months. And so I see the value in it. That's why I do it. And hopefully you see the value in it and you'll partner with us and support the channel. Now, if you don't want to do the monthly subscription, you can do the super chat, which is right below the chat box right over here. There's a big dollar sign. Click on that and it'll direct you to how you can donate. And if you're watching this as a replay, the super chat goes away. But underneath the video, hit the three dots, and then a menu will pop up. And then again, select Super Thanks. And then they'll be directed on how you can donate there. And please donate. Hopefully, donate in line with what you're receiving in return. I know that before I even hosted the show as a participant in the gallery, I used to learn an awful lot. So, people say they're learning a lot. So, please support us. Now, this is oh, by the way, when you join and become a member of the YouTube channel, you actually gain access to member-only videos, which are not necessarily for public. So they're for members only. And so you can capture those. There's quite a few of those too, and they're good videos. So that's what you get in return. And when Sparky and I see you in the chat box, we recognize and can see who our supporting patrons are. So if you want to be recognized and appreciated, please support the channel. And now this is Sparky's YouTube channel. So I'm only here twice a week. I rarely check the comments. So if you have a comment or question directed toward me, please go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. And if you would, locate the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which is a video of Sparky shot with his video camera of me flying his Junar XL, which was light. It was orange back then, and now I believe it's white with orange accents. But if you do that, I'll receive a notification on my phone, and I'll be able to respond to you quickly. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family, room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, we are going live. We are live already. I already had posted the link in Stunthangar forum. Let me make my way to the control panel.
Oh, wake up.
And
It's starting now.
let's see here. Hey, Lynn, how you doing?
Hey, how are you, Charles?
Doing well, doing well. Let me make
Hey,
my way
Gary.
to the
Hi, Charles.
control panel here.
Man.
Let's see here. Just a second, guys. Let me get set up here. Let's see here. Click here. All righty, almost there. Let's see here. So it looks like we have 15 concurrent viewers. Thank you very much. But only 5 of you have hit the like button. So please smash that like button. That really helps the analytics of the show. And I see that Gary Sinclair is the first one in the chat box. He's a member of our YouTube channel. So thank you very much, Gary, for your financial support. Really appreciate that. And Gary is also a monitor of the channel. So is Greg Biswick. So he can delete you or knock you out in the chat box if you're misbehaving. And then we have Roy Lane, who's also a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you again, Roy, for your financial support. Appreciate it very much. He says, good evening, like provided. Thank you very much, Roy. And then Philip Bailey is in the chat box. He gave us a like. Thank you very much, Philip Bailey. And then Gerald Wimmer, who's also a member of our YouTube channel. I haven't seen Gary Wimmer's name in a long time. And Gary says, Gerald says, hello, Charles and Sparky and Gary, together with all those on the Stunthangar. Hello there. Thank you, Gerald, for coming in. And then Marcel Legrand says, hi, Charles and everyone at Stunt School. Very good. Now we're up to 7 likes. So thank you for those 2 who actually hit the like button. And let me get started with Gary Sinclair, who's the first one in here. Hey, Gary, how you doing?
I'm pretty good.
Good. What you munching on?
Popcorn.
Popcorn, the official snack of Stunthangar.
Yeah. I guess.
I didn't have time to make some. My wife and daughters are away. My son and I are here, so I'm kind of like playing like a bachelor in a way. Just
Bachelor. Okay.
I didn't get a chance. I ran out of time, and also I would have some popcorn, but I just grabbed some nuts. So, but and then I think it was Sparky came in after Gary. Hey, Sparky, how you doing?
Pretty good. Just working on getting this ready for this weekend.
Oh, fantastic! I hear the grass should be fine. It should be getting pretty dry.
Let's hope so. Steve's gonna go. Steve's coming tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday. He can't figure it out. We're gonna put some new gear on his airplane so it don't tear up like it did last year. Last year at the contest, they had to fix his nose because he prop struck on the grass and it ripped the engine out of it. So I repaired it, and then he crashed it, and I repaired it into what it is today. I'm not sure that the motor would come out of it, but we're not going to chance it. We're going to put some taller gear on it tomorrow or Wednesday.
Asking, is that wing gear on that Vector, or is it fuselage gear?
It's fuselage gear. I'm gonna put one of the carbon gear on it I made. Get it up.
Oh, great.
They're not the finished product, but they're good enough for what he's going to do with it.
Yeah, that should be good. And let me just say hi to Lynn Burrell. I saw you earlier, and now you have Naomi. Hi, Naomi. How you doing?
I'm doing good. We were out flying this morning.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Well, you're getting ready to compete, right? You're going to compete in the Nats, right?
Yeah, well, I'm working really hard right now. I'm trying to learn the full proper beginner pattern. So today I just concentrated on my 3 consecutive inside loops. So I had Len out helping me because I'm a little rusty being the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it went really well. Like my plane's flying really good. I'm flying my Shark 402, which is what I flew the last time I was at the Nats, and the motor's running really good. And it was windy, but practicing in the wind is not a bad thing because it's probably going to
That's
be windy at the Nats too. So
very good. Very good. Now, can you
yeah.
fly inverted? Can you do that yet?
There's no actual inverted in the beginner pattern, but I will once I get past my inside loops, I'm gonna do my outside loops from inverted. So I'll do like um probably an extra lap, just like flip it over, fly a lap inverted so I can get it nice and established, and then start my outside loops from inverted because I think that's going to be a lot easier for me than trying to do them from uh, up high. That's pretty scary when you're doing them from up high, and really when you're learning the full stunt pattern, I'm going to be trying to do them from inverted anyway, so I might as well get used to it now.
Yeah.
Uh, I just won't be doing the full 6 laps inverted
Right.
because that's not part of beginner.
Right. Good. That sounds
But
really
in
good.
beginner, they let you do it either way. You can do it's up to you. You just let the judges know which way you wanna do it, and they're fine. You can either do it from inverted or from up high.
Very
Right.
nice. Very good. So what
My
else
wing
do you have?
overs are still getting a lot better. So I'm getting a lot closer to the 90 degrees, which is something else I've been really working on because my wing overs were too shallow before. So I'm really trying to concentrate on hitting the wind right and getting it like as close to that 90 degrees as I can.
Yeah. Sounds good. I was curious, can you do figure eights?
I have not done actual stunt eights yet, but I've done insides and I've done outsides.
Right.
So what I'm doing is I'm trying to learn this progressively. So once I feel comfortable with doing like I've already done my wing over, so now I'm working on my insides, then I'll work on my outsides, then I'll work on this. There's 2 inside squares and then horizontal eights and overhead eights, and that's it for the beginner.
Right.
That it's a much shorter pattern. But I figure if I just try to learn it progressively, like one thing at a time, and just keep adding one more
Right.
maneuver, then it's not like I'm not trying to absorb too much all
Right.
at the same time,
That's how
but
I
I'm
did it. I
learning
did
to do it in the right order and like as if I was doing um the proper pattern, right?
yeah, that's a good idea. I did it the same way. One maneuver at a time, progressively went through the whole thing. So
Yeah.
good, good.
I
So
honestly think that once
I
you
think I
do
can
it,
get there before we get to the Nats. So I think I can because I've done all, like I said, I've done insides, I've done outsides, I it's just a matter of putting it all together.
And not running out of airplanes.
right.
I've only got so much time to rebuild this year. I don't have a lot of time.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that sounds good. What was you going to say, Dennis? I know that you and Naomi were.
I was just going to say, I like Naomi's plan there because, frankly, if you can do inside loops, go inverted, do outside loops, you can do the entire stunt pattern. It's just a question of just lining it up. But if you can do those
Yeah.
consistently and comfortably and everything like that, you got basically all the foundations you need to just work right on through it. You'll be
I just
surprised how
keep
easy it
tying
comes
more
after
together.
that.
Yeah.
Well, that's to me like I think it's achievable it's something that I'm really gonna work hard towards because I just want to be able to at least like actually make a good attempt at all of the maneuvers. I mean, my squares might not be very square, but at least I'll try my best to attempt to put a little bit of a corner on,
Right.
Mhm.
you know, the
Yeah.
Your
corners
squares
on
won't
my
be any worse than
insides.
anybody else's, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And like if I can just get the hang of doing the horizontal eights, and then for the overhead eights, I just have to make sure I start upwind and just go as high up as I can, and just, you know, give it my
Yeah, you
best shot,
just make
right?
progress. That's all. I mean, it
Yeah.
takes a long time to learn the pattern. It's not easy. You have to
If it
overcome.
was easy, everybody did it.
That's right. I mean, everybody would do a rule book stunt pattern if it was easy, and
Yeah.
you have to deal with that element of fear and trepidation, and
Oh yeah.
that's
Well, even the consecutive loops, like it is scary because, like, if you if you don't keep your loops the right height and size, you can tend to either you start to get too tight, or else you get too close to the ground, and that's never a comfortable feeling when you start
right.
seeing the ground a little too close to your airplane. That's
Well, just
so
stay in the middle of the air. All right. All the
yeah.
things that are at the edges of the air, that are bad. So stay in the middle
Yeah.
of the air. You'll be all set. Okay.
That's what I say, as long as you can see, as long as you can see space in between your airplane and the ground, you're good. Your
True.
bottoms might not be right where they're supposed to be, but you're good. As long as you're above the ground, you're good.
Yeah, stay in the top half of the circle, not the bottom half.
Right. And if you can kind of listen to the motor run, it can tell you if they're exactly the same. It'll just sound so sweet. But when you make the corner too tight, or if you make it too big, this you'll hear a sound that change. So when you're doing your consecutive loops, you want to listen to the motor, and that'll give you a clue if
Yeah,
Good point.
you're compressing it, or if they're not round, the sound will change. So just listen to it intently. I'll
right.
get a really good clue. Very good clue.
And when the motor
Well,
goes
that is,
very quiet, very fast, that's a bad sound. So,
yes, yes. I know that. I know that. But
mm,
Yes.
that's what I guess the other advantage of flying my Shark 402 is that motor is like it's running really, really well, and I can tell when it's gonna quit. So, because the sound of the motor changes just before
mm,
it quits, and it starts going a little bit faster. So that I know, okay, don't try anything else.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta
Just,
listen to motors.
you
Yeah.
know,
That's the one thing I like
so,
about IC is that motor sound. It gives you a lot of hints on what's going on. It really does.
oh yeah.
I just saw Bob Hunt for a second. He'll probably come back.
there you go.
So Lynn,
Yeah.
did you did some flying, or did you just watch Naomi fly today?
Yeah, I got 3 or 4 flights on the stiletto today, so it's flying good, and I'm using it as a practice plane right now. Yeah, getting back in the groove, trying to fly consistent.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's
something I'm not
now.
have to deal with. I get to fly all year round, so it's not like you guys have had to deal
Yeah.
with being in shelter in place and
And it
not
was good
having
to
a
fly in
chance.
the wind. It was good to fly in the wind today because I really need to practice because I know that in Muncie it's quite regularly going to be that straight wind. So yeah, I like flying in that. I actually like flying in a straight wind. I have
Yep.
no qualms about it. I don't care
Yep.
as long as it's under 20 mile an hour. Send it on in. I'm good to
And
go.
it was good, fairly consistent, like in steady in one direction, which is fine.
Yeah.
Uh, like I can deal with it because it actually helps me because I can tell where downwind and upwind is. It's not like I'm trying to guess.
Shifting.
Yeah, it's not like shifting here, there, and everywhere,
That's
which
good. Very good
makes it
point.
very difficult.
Yeah, you
So,
definitely can help you. Definitely. Let me see here. I think I'm not sure if it was Mark or Dennis that came in next. I think it might have been Mark. Mark Gerber, how you doing, Mark?
I think it was Dennis.
Hey, Dennis, how you doing, Dennis?
I thought it was Mark. No,
Uh-huh.
I'm doing fine. Doing real good. We had a couple of days, a couple of nice days. I was able to get out on the weekend finally. Flew with my buddy Larry. Oh, by the way, Larry said he's sorry he hasn't gotten back to you yet. But he's probably going to try to call you tomorrow.
No problem.
But at any rate, uh, I don't know the field. I was really worried about our field being ready for the contest this weekend, and it's looking great. And they were able to mow it last week, and they're going to mow it again Tuesday and then Friday. So we should be in fantastic shape for our meet on Saturday.
Oh, that's great.
So long range forecast is a little touch and go, but depends. You check it
where
today, check it now, it's good. You check it an hour from now, it's not so good. You check it later on and it's horrible, and then it's back to good, and we're too far out to worry about that. So I got my certificates done today.
Right.
I got have to make up my scoreboards yet. I still got to print out some score sheets, but just all that kind of stuff. So it's good. I'm having a good time.
Now you said that you actually flew the West Plane. And you had
Yep.
some
Yeah, I
things you
got the
want to share with
velvet
me.
out. Got a couple of patterns on it. So far, so good. And so let's see, I got just a touch of an inside outside issue. I adjusted the push rod on it, and I still get the leveling the wings and whatever. The balance turned out really nice. It's got the wonderful light feel on the controls that I like, and it flies like an airplane. It flies like a classic size airplane as far as just fun to fly and stuff. It doesn't beat you up or anything like that. So I'm really excited about that.
That's great. And how big is the wingspan on that?
It's a 61 inch,
Okay.
640 squares. So it's not, it's not excessively big or anything like that. But I'm just really surprised. It's not like it's sensitive. It's just, there's just not the control. The stick pressure is just really low. It's really, really, really nice to fly. And
Sounds nice.
it was
Sounds
not what
good.
I expected. I expected it to be, to have a heavier feel to it and stuff. And boy, it's just really good. So
Well, West did a good job designing that plane.
yeah, I got over to his place today and showed it to him. He hadn't seen mine yet. So I think he's been taking lessons from Sparky. Okay. I take the airplane and it doesn't even have a battery in it. And I hand it to him. And the first thing he says is, boy, that feels heavy. I said, hey, who are you? You sound like Sparky. No?
Oh,
And
that's
heck,
so good.
with no battery in it, it was 49 ounces. It was like a pound lighter than his velvet. All right. And he says, oh, that feels heavy. Oh,
Well, remember, he's 91 now,
92 actually, but
92.
yeah,
So
yeah.
planes get heavier as you get older.
You gonna be there, Dennis?
Yeah, he'll be there.
Okay, good.
He won't be flying or anything like that, but he'll be doing registration and tabulation and all that kind of stuff like he has been. So that'll all work out well. He showed me his new airplane. He's working on he's of course he's got the double slotted flaps. The other thing he's always wanted to try is he wanted to couple the leading edge to go down with the flaps, so he'd get a full cambered airfoil either way. So he's got it building an airplane with a movable leading edge.
Wow.
Movable leading edge.
Yes.
Leading edge like slats.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
got
you got a symmetrical foil. When he drops the leading edge, it'll actually, the front half of the airfoil will be like a flat bottom airfoil. And then he'll have his double slotted flap on the back. So it's going to have things moving all over the place. So,
That might be good for insides, but I'm not so sure about outsides and inverted.
well, he's going to make it, it's going to be working equal direction both ways, Sparky.
So he's just gonna make the leading edge come out like a second leading edge and then extend it?
No, he's actually got it designed with a knuckle hinge and everything like that. So when he goes, it'll go down or up around
Okay.
that, the half round inner, knuckle
Right.
kind of shape. So tell you what, let me go away a minute. I think I got a sketch of what he's doing here.
Oh, thank you. I'm kind of visual. I need to see what you're talking about. That's interesting.
He is planning on just one motor though. So had to say that for our buddy here, but anyhow.
So let me get to Mark Gerber. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Good, Charles.
Thanks for coming in. What you been up to?
Oh, all kinds of. I'm starting to get ready for a bird X now, so it's occupying a lot of my time. But I have been able to get out and do a little flying.
Oh, good.
You got some spectators here.
Oh man.
Nice.
Yeah.
They make nice droppings.
Yeah, the whole field is littered with goose
I hate
droppings.
when those guys start judging though.
That's funny, Lynn. That's funny.
The one here in the middle, she, I think it's a mother. She never took her eyes off of me the whole time.
Oh wow. She thought she was kind of shady, I guess.
But I started the motor. I thought they would take off. They just stayed right there.
Well, maybe they used to hang out with Wendy. Maybe they're not
Well, I
scared of
think with the
motors.
little ones here, they can't fly. So anyway, they weren't a problem, but I thought it was interesting. They stuck around and weren't
Pretty
scared of the
cool.
motor today. So, and then I worked on the Bearcat a little bit. I got the webbing into the front end now.
Nice,
I'm
nice.
ready to put the sides on, but I didn't get a lot done on the Bearcat this week because I've been getting ready for Brodax. And I crack potted a motor, and I just wanted to show.
Oh, nice.
This is a flour sifter I got. I think I got it off eBay.
A
It's,
flower
re-
sifter. Wow.
it's neat because you just drop all your motor parts in there
Right.
and then put it in the crack pot and
Good idea.
let it run for a day and then lift it out, rinse it off, and you're good.
You use antifreeze?
Yeah. Prestone. The good old green stuff.
Very
Yeah,
good.
here's a motor. It's a Fox Combat 35 from 1958. It's a blackhead. And the black is kind of weathered off because it's old. But I think I'll darken it. But it's an interesting motor. I didn't realize Fox made a 35 that didn't have a square intake on it.
Oh, yeah, I had one.
But I guess this was the first versions they had back in the 50s, and then they went to the square intake on the combat motors.
You notice that's a 4-bolt back plate too instead of a 3-bolt.
Right, here's the 4-bolt backplate. You can see those right here.
Yeah.
So
They also
anyway,
made a 36X with wasn't a bearing, a 36 combat motor that looked exactly like that with no bearings in it.
and then the needle valve, this is really strange.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah.
I'm not sure how it exactly works or what the principle is.
Yeah, I had one of those.
It's got this little spade-like ending on it here.
Mm-hmm.
The way I understand it, when he started building the combat motors, he noticed he was having trouble with settings and stuff, and he traced it down to the end of the needle vibrating. And so that butterfly there, it actually
So this is
touches the
supposed to touch
side,
this. Okay.
touches the sides, it's supposed to keep it from vibrating.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, the only thing that doesn't make sense is nobody else that I've ever heard of ever had that problem,
No.
you know, but, I don't know.
I haven't run the motor, so I don't know how it needles or anything, but
Mhm,
when I took the needle out and I saw this, I said, wow, what the heck is that? So,
mhm, mhm.
but thanks for the explanation. No, I think I understand what was going on here.
Yeah. I just learned that, fairly recently too. So, there we go. The fuel tank.
So here's my latest version of the tank, and I used this Keith Trossel method on the back end here. I put the bent over tabs inside, and it does make
Right.
a lot cleaner installation, and especially it doesn't have any extra dimensions on the outside here, so you can fit it into a little bit snugger space, which is
Right.
what I needed on my P40. So I put it inside there, and it worked out pretty well.
Sounds
And
good.
then
I'm gonna try that myself.
it's kind of tricky because you got to be really careful how you fit it to make sure you get a good snug fit all around, but not too hard.
Now, I'd imagine you want to be careful, but you really can't see all the solder you're putting into the tank. So you got to
No,
be careful when you're
when
soldering.
when you do, I did the front end first. I didn't. That doesn't look as good, so I didn't show you that. But
All right.
when you do the front end, and you can see from the backside how it looks up there. And I
Right.
think that the real secret is getting these tabs so that they're sprung out a little bit against the sides, and then kind of force them in a little bit and slide it in, so it's good and snug all around. That way you don't have to put much solder in it.
Very nice.
And then you were talking about solder the other day.
Right.
Eric Rule, who used to make tanks, posted on Stunthangar one time what he used for solder. And so I bought a roll. This is what it is. It says Alpha 6337. And that's what I use on the tanks I make. It's rosin core. So you really don't need any flux. It's, to me, flux is bad because it leads to possible corrosion problems.
Right.
So I've been able to with this tin, um, just use the solder. It works great. And then you can clean off what rosin there is with acetone, and you get a pretty good clean tank when you're done. But
Very
anyway,
good.
this is what Eric Rule said he used, and so I got a roll, and it works pretty good. And then I guess John Carradis is not with us. I was going to show this, but here I did the leak test in the sink, and then I did the Carradis test with the boiling water,
Right.
and I didn't find any more leaks. But one thing I did discover is these rubber caps, when they get hot, they tend to come off.
Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay.
So I had to get them back on real snug, and then I could test it again. But I didn't discover any leaks in the hot water that I didn't find in the cold water. So
Well, thanks for that tip. Now I know I need to make sure I cap it off really good, really, really snug.
anyway, that's my week. Like I said, I'm getting ready for Brodex, so I'm pretty busy. I've got to leave um, a week from Sunday because I'm going to go to Ohio before I go to Brodex. So I'm going to leave a week early and spend time with my sister and some old friends in Ohio, and then I'll go on over to Brodex on the Saturday before the contest starts. So I'm
Very
running
good.
out of time. I'm running out of time to get ready. I got to send my registration in.
All right. Well, thank you, Dennis. I mean, thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. And then we're gonna go to Bob Hunt. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Long time no
Hey,
see.
guys. Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah. What you been up to, Bob?
Did you try that thing we talked about on the phone?
Yeah, concentrating. It is so hard to see down below. And then it's hard to see below 8 feet, honestly.
we were talking on the phone about how hard it is when you come down out of the sky, when you're doing a wing over, you don't have any clutter up there. And when you get down near where you're going to pull out, all of a sudden you get into a lot of clutter in the background and you tend to lose focus of the airplane, especially at our age. By the way, they told me I should have bought a Lincoln because I have cataracts.
Mm.
So I'm going for cataract surgery here in a couple of weeks. They told me I'll be able to see a lot better. But about that wing over thing, we talked about something we thought might work. If we were to take and put a LED, like a bright yellow LED on the side of the airplane, and you focus just on the LED when you come down out of the sky into the clutter in the background, and just focus on that LED, you might be able to then follow the airplane right down to 5 foot and turn it. My father always said, his advice was make the airplane go where you want it to go. Sounds simple, but it's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. And
Right.
if you focus really hard on the airplane and don't let the clutter get to you, you can generally watch it all the way down to 5 feet if you're not driving a cataract. So I fly by Braille myself. Yeah. And the other thing we talked about that light, and here's something I want to try, is, and my friend Dean Pappas can do this easily. I don't know anything about how to make this work. But suppose we were to have a light that went on at a certain altitude, and that's when you hit the lever, to do the turn, and you can adjust it. You can say, okay, well, it comes on, I hit the lever and I make the turn, I'm at 10 feet. So you adjust it to go on just a little bit later and a little bit later until when it comes on and you hit it, as soon as the light comes on, you're coming out of 5 feet. I wonder if that would help.
That is a brainstorm.
That-
I hear a Brodax though, from one side of the field to the other, it changes.
The what now?
The elevation changes at Brodax from one side of the field to the other.
Well, that's true, but and you have to take that in consideration, obviously. But I'm just wondering if for practice, it might be something. Dan Banjock and I tried it anyway for a while, and it worked okay. It seemed a little odd to me.
You want to
But he
make sure it's a
watched
very reliable system, otherwise you might drive it right into the ground.
He doesn't watch, yeah, exactly. He doesn't watch the airplane. He watches his arm. And when his arm gets to a certain angle, that's when he hits the controls. I tried it, and believe it or not, it actually doesn't work badly.
Right.
I was going to say the light thing would be all right, unless, well, if you do it bad, then it's a real lights out corner. But
Yeah. Well, it was just kind of brainstorming that day on the phone. Charles and I were talking about it, interesting. So,
sounding good, man.
other than that, I've been working real hard on a little thing I call the double take twin. I got a little smallish twin, it's 565 square inches, and it's like a test bed twin. And I got it flying. I don't know if any of you have seen it or not.
I don't think I've seen it.
I have a
I've
picture.
seen all the postings on Stunthangar.
Yeah, I did a little thing on Stunthangar about it. Let me
I
see if I
did
can
see
find a picture of it here. It'll take me just a second to do that. I know I got a picture of it here someplace. Oh, there it is. Oh, here's one. I'm gonna have to go into share, right? Share screen.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And
All
that's
right.
showing.
Yeah,
Great.
it's showing. That looks nice. It's like a
And,
scaled down version of the other ones.
It's 565 square inches. It shows there two Park 450s. Now it's got two badass 2310 900s in it. And it showed here 9.5 Zors. Now I'm spinning 10.5 badass props left and right, one way, one the other. And it is the most fun airplane I may have ever flown in my entire life.
Wow.
I have so much fun with this. I wish I had 20 of them. I just take them out and fly them all day, every day. It's just, it weighs 44 and a half ounces, all up with the battery on board. And It's just I have video of it flying. Robbie took. I don't know if it'll play here or not. Can you play video off
Yeah,
here?
you can. Yeah, just bring up
Sure.
same thing
Well,
as you do the
well, give
pictures.
me just a second. Let me see
Sure.
if I can. I'll stop the share here. Oh, by the way, that airplane in the background, Sparky, you may recognize that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's one that I was building in 2015 along with Buddy Weeder, and he actually got his done and flew it at the Nationals. Called it Ryan's Evil Twin, and I built one too, the same exact airplane but with different clothes on it, more like a jet. And that's when I had that really bad back problem. I thought my life was over, and I sold. I sold a lot of airplanes, and that's when I sold. And then to Jerry Haupt, and Jerry unfortunately and tragically passed away. And Sparky got a hold of this airplane, and then I purchased it back, and Sparky did such a good job taking care of it. There wasn't a nick in it. I mean, it was one little tiny nick in the bottom of the wing, and I fixed that in 2 seconds. And that one's going to have retracts, and I made new flaps for it. Anybody take a guess how big that airplane is?
Huge.
With the wing area?
I don't know.
I thought it was about 690. I just computed it the other day. It's 735 square inches.
Wow,
Wow.
that's a big wing.
And as it sits right now with the flaps and elevators and the spinners taped to the nacelles and carbon on it and sanded and cured since 2015, it weighs 31 ounces.
Whoa.
Jesus
Wow.
Murphy.
Now, you still add everything in, it's going to be 70 ounces or so. But Buddy's was 83 ounces with two Power 10s with 10.5 APCs on it, a Human timer, and a 4S4000 battery. This is going to have badass motors, Li-ion 2800s and or 3300s, whatever, and an active timer with the retracts, hopefully coming in at about 70 ounces on 735 squares. That should be a pretty good performing airplane.
Yeah, it should be. Absolutely.
We'll
Wow.
see. Let me see if I can get that video to play. I'm not sure I can or not. We'll see.
All right.
All right. Okay, now I got to go back to share, right?
Mm-hmm. And reselect it.
Got to see if I can get to share. Where can I get down to? I'm having a
While you
hard time.
put that out, let me catch up on the chat box. Marcel Legrand says, "Hi, Gerald. Good to see you again." Smiley face. And then Dennis Adamison says, Dennis is a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you for your support, Dennis. Really appreciate it. And he said, like delivered. And then Jeff Riley said, like sent y'all. And to Naomi, I hope you win. So that's pass that on to Naomi, Lynn. It's from Jeff.
I will do that.
Riley. And then Gerald Wimmer says, hi, Marcel. My wife, Alina, is not working from home today, so I can use the internet. And the rain means some indoor time. Very good, Gerald. And then Jeff Riley says, hi, Gerald. And then Mark Lumen, who's a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you for your support, Mark. Appreciate it very much. He says, got you liked. We'll log on in a short. And then Gerald Wimmer came back, said, hi, Jeff. Thought of you when flying a Fox 35 on the weekends. Still keen on the Stunt 35. And then Daniel Berry Sports Highlight says, hey, everyone. And then Jeff Riley, of course, says, of course, it's been one of my favorite engines to fight with on weekends. But when they run great. And then he goes on to say, I would think it would be harder to learn to trust the light.
Yeah, might be. I'm going to try this. I'm not sure it's going to work. Okay, so
Let's give it a try.
Oh, here we go. See if it works. Yeah.
It's
There you
working.
go.
Wow, look at that. Very nice.
Let's do it again.
Very nice, man. You got your volume turned off. Can't hear the motor.
Can't hear it?
Yeah. I'm just being facetious. I know it's
I'll do
electric.
it overtime. Nice field, huh?
It
Nice.
flies like a light airplane.
Very nice.
Anyway, there you go.
Now that's the small one. That's the
That's a small one. Yep.
wow. It looks like fun. It really
It's a
does.
ball. It really is a ball. I've got to see if I can get out of this now. Okay, stop share. There we go. So
Very good. Thanks for sharing
so
it.
that's what I've been doing.
Well, if you've been having fun, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. I got
Absolutely.
to fly Rick Huff's BF 110 last weekend, or this past weekend, the twin, and my arm has been being iced down since I flew it. Boy, does that thing pull hard.
Is that the one that looks like a car? I'm not sure if I know what you're talking about.
It's a German, it's a semi-scale German BF 110 Messerschmitt, and it's twin.
Okay.
Yeah, and it flies great. It really does. All of his twins fly good, and but it pulls like a freight train.
Have you flown his Bel Air? Is that a Bel Air? That
Oh
one?
yeah, I flew the Bel Air 3 or 4 years ago when it first came out. Great airplane. They're all built around the same. All of us are using that exact same wing. What's in my turning point? That same wing. And basically, it's the same airplanes. I mean, we're messing around now with nacelle length from the wing forward, and that's one of the reasons I built this little twin the way I did. I wanted to get the propellers as close to the wing as possible, and I really do think it makes a difference.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. And the other thing we're doing on now, instead of putting the ESCs out in the nacelles, we're putting the ESCs on either side of the fuselage with little diagonal ramps, and we just Velcro them to the ramps and run the motor wires out to the motors, and it works really, really good. And that little twin is using a 25 amp Talon, Castle Talon.
Wow.
And you think about it, each motor only has to pull 22.5 ounces, or 22.25 ounces.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So is that 2 ESCs on there?
I'm sorry?
You have to have 2 ESCs?
Two ESCs, one timer, 2 ESCs. Yep. Mm-hmm.
How do you hook the timer together?
How you what?
How do you hook the timer together with 2 ESCs?
Well, it has 2 channels. It has a channel for inboard motor and outboard motor.
Okay. I guess that's not an FM9, is it?
Oh, this is not a human. This is a Fiorati.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an active timer, and it allows you then to run the inboard motor, which I'm running now about 300 RPM faster than the outboard motor. It allows you to move the lead outs much further forward and still maintain lots of line tension and still have extremely clean maneuvers. It just tracks so well and locks so well and grooves so well. You don't have a lot of offset in the lead outs to get line tension or anything. You can get the line tension by running the inboard motor faster than the outboard motor. And that's totally adjustable,
And that's a nice tip. That is a nice tip.
Yeah.
Let me go to Stuart Morrison. Hey, Stuart, how you doing? Thanks
Hi.
for coming in.
Hang on here a sec.
All right.
Just yeah, we're getting a storm here. Just had to run outside for a sec.
All right.
Yeah, we went flying today. It was good. So did a few patterns, working on the twister. It's balancing it out a little bit more again, but it's getting better. So it's looking good. Other than that, not much.
Right.
Much else going on.
Can I jump in just for a minute? Can we have a caption contest? Let's caption Gary sleeping.
The thinker.
A little balloon comes out and says, "This is all very riveting."
Yeah, I know. So exciting.
Hey, Charles, can I show you that drawing from Wes now?
Yes. Oh, thank you very much. I understand your leading edge.
Let's see. There it is.
Oh, wow.
All right, so the main part of the wing, that's the only part that stays still, and this is extreme. The movement on this will only be, probably 5 degrees or so up and down. Of course, it'll have his double flap on it. So it's got basically a half round, a knuckle joint on the leading edge. So when you go to give it, up elevator, the flaps, of course, go down. The leading edge will also go down, and you'll get, in effect, you'll
Under
get
camber wing.
you'll get a full cambered wing with a flap on the back. Yeah, truly an under camber at that point. And but Wes, well, you can see this sketch. He made this sketch. This is after he had put it in CAD in 2014. So this has been on Wes's mind for a long time, and now he's finally building it. So
how are they going to move the what's the mechanism for to move the leading edge?
it'll just be another. It'll have its own control horn. That's all. Just a normal looking control horn, just on the instead of on the flaps. It'll be up front. And of course, he's going to have to really control his throw, because I don't think you want it going a long way. But but then again, that's one of the things you find out when you build one. You find out, A, does it work, and B, how does it work best? So.
Wow.
And then that with the double slotted flap and everything like that, he's in it to win it. All right, that's all. I mean, if the contest is creating lift, he's going to win. That's all there is to it. So.
Wow.
It looks a lot like a Wortman airfoil.
It would. It really would. The Wortmans are thin, long tails on them. That's a good call on that. So anyhow, that's what Wes is building now. He says
Curious what the maximum coefficient of lift is he's going to get out of this. He might be better than anything else.
It may be. But he's got a theory on that. And I think I hope it works for him. He says he can't leave if he's got unfinished work in the workshop.
All right.
Airplane
I like
needs
that.
a canard on it now.
What's that?
He needs to put a canard with that airplane.
Oh, that's it. Well, I keep wondering. I ask him why he didn't do the double slot on his elevator and stuff. And he said, too heavy for that. And I don't think it would be, but whatever. But yeah, and you're right. Put a canard, a triple surface, and everything like that.
I think it's
Anyhow,
like you couldn't believe.
That is interesting.
Are you aware, Dennis, that Ken Culbertson is doing a lot of experimentation in the same kind of thing you and your brother did?
Yeah, he was. Well, I never actually had one. Or Arch did, but yeah, Ken. We've exchanged some notes on it. He's building a second one. Heck, his new one is a twin, as I recall. Yeah. So it's throwing everything at it. So. Now he did something. Ken did his canard surface is a stabulator, full flying surface, and when Arch did his, he had a traditional elevator, stabilizer elevator. So yeah, I did have one laid out. I had one laid out like that. I think the pieces are under the workbench somewhere. I got I put it aside. I haven't got back to it. So
needs to be a boom in the front and a boom in the back with a canard on the front and an elevator on the back with a push me, pull me setup. Bob likes twins.
Well, hey, that's exactly what I have. I got a centerline thrust twin boom. Looks like a the around the world airplane that the Rutans had.
Voyager.
Voyager. Yeah. That was my plan. So
he just died recently, Dick
yeah, we just lost him. But yeah, I wanted to build that so I could fly. I wanted to fly it as a twin, a tractor, or a pusher, and answer all of those questions that are on everybody's mind, right? So, but whatever.
Offset the engine so that the pulling engine is on the outside of the wing and the pushing engine is on the inside of the wing, so they're not thrusting on the same line. That way it would turn out.
Yeah, that's it.
You keep thinking, Sparky. That's what you're good at.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Let me bring in Mark Lumen into the conversation. Hey, Mark, thanks for coming in. How you doing?
Yeah, doing well, guys. Doing well. Yeah, I'm actually at work for a couple days, so yeah,
Oh, great, great.
yeah. The chemo's going good, so I'm real happy with that. So yeah, good prospects. Been in the shop, building, flying a little bit, a lot of trimming, on a couple. Getting my Nats airplane, trying to get that ready. You know, I got I'm on my iPad, so I'll try. I got a couple photos to share. It may take me a moment here
I
to
can
figure. Uh, uh,
see here. Well, John Skukulak, who's a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you, John, for coming in. He gave us a like. Thank you very much, John.
I got to pick the right one here.
Hmm? Yeah, you went away for some reason, Mark.
Do you know you don't see my screen?
No, but I'm think yeah, you're here obviously, but we don't see you, but that's okay.
Oh yeah, but you can see the screen,
Yeah.
the screenshot.
Yeah.
No,
Mark's iPad, I see that.
Huh.
it just Mark's iPad.
Uh, well,
Wow.
oh wait a second. Start broadcast, right? Screen broadcast.
There you go.
There we go.
Okay.
Closer.
Now let's.
All right.
That was out at the field. I'm just still trimming on the 51. Just still a little tweaky for me. Just getting a little more nose weight in, getting the engine running, and some good lap times. I'm getting about the 5.2, 5.3 with that. So that's getting there. And my KC Spirit, the other one there, that thing is really it's flying well for me. It's really tracking good, and it obviously everything needs tweaking. But it turned out well. I'm real happy with that one. Of course, I had the chipmunk out,
All
and
right.
thanks to Charles. After I had that little thing, he sent me a tracing of one of the wing ribs that I had an ant hole mishap with the landing gear. So.
Mm.
Well, I'm glad you got it together. That's great.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
And this is Dave's Adam, and actually the Lunar that he got the plans. So the far side there, the Lunar he put together. He said it's flying real well. And Dennis, he said he likes the lines,
Oh, cool.
the Spectra lines.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrific. That's terrific. Yeah, I gave him some at VSC, and of course he didn't try them while we were there. So
he said he wants to shorten them just to squeeze, and I said, well, I know the knot, so yeah, we can
What
get
is
that.
the red one again?
An Atom.
Wow, that's pretty. First one I've ever seen. I have plans, but I have never seen a built plane before.
Looks nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, and the Lunar turned out really nice too. Yeah,
Lunar's
those
really
are
pretty.
always pretty.
I think Jerry Silver had them at VSC many years ago.
Yeah, I think you're
I
right.
believe.
Green.
That was gorgeous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now this is going to be my Nats airplane. It's a Jim Cochran design from like the '87 Nats, and it's coming along. Getting.
Very nice. What's it called?
It's called a Foxfire.
All right.
And this is one of Dave's. Dave's a machine. He's in the shop 7 hours a day. So this is one of his old. He called it a tradition, and he just decided to put some military paint on it. It's flying excellent for him.
Very nice.
I don't know the front porch shot. Now this is the Foxfire. I opened up the Bible book and started looking through and said, okay, thumb through the page, thumb down. Let's build that one.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I remember that airplane.
Good. Okay. He's the plans were on about an 8x10 faded out a piece of paper, and of course Dave obviously helped me get things.
It was in Nebraska, right? It was Lincoln.
I think there's maybe, yeah. I don't know
Maybe
where the
Stella
picture
was
was
thinking,
taken,
yeah.
but he's from Olathe next to us. But I like the design, and keeps me building and keeps my brain busy.
Right.
And I think that's all the latest. So if I can figure out how to do this and stop.
Thank you very much.
No,
Very
yeah.
Excellent.
And getting out and flying some more and trying to get back, back in the groove. I don't know what I'm doing. Have I stopped sharing yet?
You did.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Mark. That was nice, Mark.
Yeah,
that
thank you.
fires a pretty design. I've never seen it before, so thank you very much.
Now I
Yeah.
can't get back to
Mark.
those. Okay.
Well, while everybody's on here, let me ask you something. I've been trying to find plans to Barnstormer, but the Barnstormer that's got the cheek cowls on the front and the motor's inverted. Does anybody know where I can get those?
Mhm.
It's a little bit
Try,
larger than a
Jim Lee.
standard. Who?
Jim Lee built one.
I talked to Jim today, and he said that he enlarged a set of plans out of Stunt News, but I couldn't. I looked and looked, and I could not find it in Stunt News.
I'll ask Dave. I think Jim Lee actually asked Dave about it. Maybe after you called Jim. And Barnstorm, just a
It's
classic
a Barnstormer,
Barnstorm.
yeah, classic Barnstorm, but it has cheek cowls and the motor's inverted. I don't know why. I have enough old timers. I should not need another one, but I have always liked that airplane. Jim Lee showed up at the Nats with one year, and it's intrigued me ever since. It's kind of like Hunt's Genesis. It haunts me. I have to have another one.
It haunts me too.
Oh,
Well, cool. Let me get to caffeine, and then we'll go to Philip, and then Gordon Delaney, and then Bob Whitley.
And I got a couple of questions toward the end if we got time, just about some other stuff. Yeah.
All right. So, caffeine, what you been up to?
Yeah, I just went flying this weekend. I did a lot of horizontal eights, inside loops, and then I tried to do as much as I can do inverted flights, but it is still hard for me to get like six laps of inverted flights because I got really dizzy on the third or fourth laps because somehow I still flew it pretty high. So I think it was the reason why my lap times were fast because the higher you go, yeah, it's smaller circle, so faster. So I got busy. I'm not sure if it's still if it's um if it's because the high inverted flight piloting error, or it was because the tank height, you know. So yeah, I will have to try some more inverted flights to make sure if it's the trimming problems or it's just the piloting error, because I still I still have that panic when flying inverted, and I was like, I don't know if it's upright level. I just do it really nice. Like when I go to inverted, I need to follow, like I think I left the circle, the inside circle, pretty far, from the center point, because I have to follow. I was like walking all the way when I was doing the inverted flight. So yeah,
You
that's my update.
concentrate on the airplane. When you
What's that?
turn it upside down, because you're not used to flying upside down, you're looking at the side of the ground and the tree going by. You got to block
Yeah.
your head. You got to look right at the airplane.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Focus.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you have any fields near you that have high grass or like hay or anything like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you fly on those fields?
Yep.
That's how I learned to fly inverted. My father said, we're going to go out into a real high grass. This is back,
Mm-hmm.
in the 50s. And
Mm-hmm.
he said, you're going to go upside down. And if you go in,
Mm-hmm.
the grass will protect the airplane. And it did. And we
Yep.
just, so that worked for some people.
Okay.
Good idea.
That's good to hear.
Great idea.
Yes, interesting. I was going to say maybe just practice, flying inverted in the house. You might just be having a problem with just turning the other way.
Yeah.
You're so used
Mm-hmm.
to turning counterclockwise, and then when you go inverted, you're turning clockwise, and you got to get used to it. So at home, just practice turning clockwise, and if you
Mm-hmm.
say you have
When you're doing a lazy 8, it's
Yep.
not a problem, right? It's easy.
No,
Because
not
all
problem.
you're
It's
thinking
easy.
about is giving down and bringing it around. But the instant you have to take a step in the other direction and think down is up and up is down, or that's not really how you should think about it. But
Uh-huh.
that's when all the circuits fry. For most people,
Mhm.
they give full up and they go right into the ground.
Yep. That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started doing the lazy 8 before I committed to do like inverted flights, but yeah, it still gets me dizzy, after three laps or 4 laps.
Well, in control line, it helps if you start out dizzy.
Uh-huh.
Then when you're flying, you don't get dizzy.
Uh-huh.
Bob.
My God.
I'm just kidding.
No. I tell you one though, seriously, as much as I've flown, and I don't know if Bob's the same way because he's flown a whole lot more than I have. But as much as I've flown, if I lay off for 3 months, 4 months, winter, and I go back out there, about the 4th lap, I start feeling it. And by the 6th lap, it's either do the loops or get drunk and fall down. So it's normal.
But it wasn't
It's
like that when we were 25.
Well, no, but I'm not anymore.
So the solution is we just all become 25 again.
Hey, I like that idea. Where do I sign up?
I know. Where do I sign up too? Absolutely.
I'm in.
I just went to my 50th high school reunion Friday night. And I'm telling you, my wife and I went in there and danced with a bunch of old people. I don't know.
You went to 50 high schools?
No, I went to my 50th reunion of my high school graduation. And we went in there and danced with a bunch of old people. It was amazing.
Wow.
But it was a blast to see everybody again, I'm telling you.
At least you still have your hair.
Yeah. I had 2 guys. We walked in, it was raining so hard you couldn't believe it. And we walked in, and the first thing happened, one of the guys says, "You're going to have to take that hat off, even though you show you might blind somebody with the glare." I took my hat off. Yeah, I took my hat off, and David he's not got any hair. He has none, and he's trying to tease me. So I said, "Okay, Dave." But Dave was always a bit of a cut up. He's a lot of fun. I don't care if you got hair or not. It don't mean nothing.
All right. Let me go to Gordon Blaney. Hey, Gordon, thanks for coming in. How you doing?
Oh, I'm still here, not doing much. I got Curtis and Mark come over the other night, and we got my lathe put back together.
Oh, great.
Good deal.
Yeah, it's about time. They should put that part in an envelope, send it normal U.S. mail. They've been here a week and a half ago.
Yeah. Yes,
You ran into that too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they sent it by truck.
Yeah, we got a part in that came in a box like this, so it had to come partial post or whatever they call it. Cost like $20 to ship it, and it could have fit in a flat envelope and been here. I don't know. Post office has gone completely out of their minds.
I just shipped a wing down to Frank McMillan. What do you think it cost me to ship a wing from Pennsylvania to Texas?
$60.
$110.
Whoa.
Wow. Good grief. I remember when we could buy True Flights for that with shipping.
And Matt, not to interrupt, but Matt Newman, who lost his father, Len passed away. and he was going
Yeah.
through his father's memorabilia, and he came across an invoice. He sent me a picture of the invoice. It's an invoice I sent his dad back a million years ago for 2 Must Stunt wing cores and the shipping, $26.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, speaking of Matt
Wow.
Newman, I just and postage, I just sent down a chipmunk howling to him. He got it within a week, and it cost me $12 Canadian to ship it. So
Wow.
I can't really grump about that too much.
No.
Guess he's
No.
doing a tribute super chipmunk to his father. So I had a cowl I'd never ever used that was new, so it's his.
How is the chipmunk a tribute to his father? Maybe I don't know much about Mark Lumen. I mean,
His father built the chipmunk, and Leonard his father Leonard built the chipmunk, and Matt is actually restoring it.
oh, okay. All right.
That's what
He's also building a replica of it and finishing off some must stunts that his dad had started.
Yeah.
With $20 wings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, $10 wings.
It was $26 for 2 cores and the shipping.
Mhm.
Good
That-
gracious.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been exchanging some notes with Matt, and he told me about that. And I told him he should send that invoice back to Bob and say, duplicate this order, please.
He did.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah,
you're the
right.
culprit.
I got a wing in my closet back there, Bob, that came from your dad.
Came
Didn't
from
you-
my
gracious.
dad.
Yeah, didn't you and your dad have a business doing wings?
Well, I did all the wings. My dad had, I was in the same building, but I had my own little 900 square foot shop,
Yeah.
Sparky, are you thinking about the Stotts? What, Mike and Arnie? Was
Arnie,
it?
yeah.
Yeah. That was the father and foam flight.
Home
No,
flight.
this-
Yeah, Mankato, Minnesota.
That's right.
This is a hunt wing. It's not a double core, I don't think. I can't remember what it's for. It might be for a Genesis. I don't know.
Yeah, I've
But
got 2 or 3 of those.
It's old. No, this is
Yeah.
old.
Well, I won't say too much about old Genesis, but I still remember being so tickled. I got the plans to the Genesis and started building it. And I
You're the
worked
guy.
on
I
it.
knew somebody out there built one.
I worked on that thing, and I worked on it, and I worked on it, and I got ready, and I was so proud. I had it all painted up and ready. It looked just like Bob's. And I went to put the motor in it, OS 35S, brand new one, just had broken in. Uh-oh, it don't fit. I had to shave the motor lugs to get it to fit
Yep.
in the plane.
You
Man,
remember?
that was something.
Well, that made it just like Bob Hunt's too, didn't it, Bob?
Yeah, I had to
Did
call
you
Bob.
used to do that?
I didn't think it would work calling
I
Bob.
was
but
always I always designed very practical airplanes.
Yeah. I called Bob and said, "How the heck do you make this fit? What gives? You can't have missed the plans that much." And he says,
Yeah.
"Oh, get out your file the motor down, make it fit."
Right into the case, and then you have the
Yeah.
100 motor mounts out, and there was so little motor mount left, but it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Yeah,
looked
it worked. It
you know.
flew well for a
Well,
while.
if you do it right, you don't even need mounting bolts. It just kind of nestles in there. So
Yeah.
I
that
did
was my
that with
first-
my Fox 40 stunt on my original CL3 chipmunk. Just built it for plans and then realized that it's too narrow for a wide case Fox 40.
Yeah.
So I had to
Oh, Lord.
hog it
Yeah,
away
it
like that
was.
too. I've got a new fuselage and everything on it now, but built, modern crutch and everything. But we've probably all been through that, I guess.
Yeah, mine succumbed to a hourglass.
Yeah.
Dennis, you was talking about no motor mounts. Bart Kopinski flew my twin one time here in Salt Lake, and the horrible wind come up. It was shaking the flaps so bad we thought it was going to rip them off, and it shook one motor loose, and the only thing holding it in the airplane was the cowl. You can
Wow.
see the prop and spinners going up and down, and it
Whoa.
kept on running. Kept right on
Wow.
running.
I had that happen on a single engine airplane once. It came loose. It was running inside the cowling.
Wow. That's scary.
So did he finish the pattern?
What's that?
Did he
Did he
finish
finish the pattern?
No, I think he bailed out about halfway through. There's a dust hell come through. I'm sure the winds were around 40, 50 miles an hour.
Wow.
Hey, Bob Hunt, you know, Dave Sabon built a Genesis, and it's his favorite plane.
Yeah.
So
I actually corresponded with him a little bit about it.
yeah,
Boy, that's a guy I wish had, got even deeper into it because he was an actual pilot. He's a really good builder, a good pilot, nice guy.
I just ran across another set of foam core wings that you cut for me. A lost foam crossfire wing. I haven't used.
Cut a few of those.
Mm-hmm.
and I have a what's that plane from Casanado? The blue
Blue Max.
I have a Blue Max I got from you, Bob.
Yeah.
And I think there's
Foam wings. I must cut 6 or 7 foam wings in my life.
I'm feeling left out here. I don't have them. So
53 years worth. But I'm retired.
Charles, send me those wings for the Blue Max.
I actually want to use it.
I've got a kit of the Blue Max.
Oh, okay. Well, I have I have the plans. I was just going to build the fuselage, and yeah, I just have so many planes I'm going to build. But yeah, I actually want to hang on to that because that's something I'm glad I got.
Yeah, I've flown a Blue Max before too.
I've never flown a Blue Max.
Yep, nice flying airplane.
I bet it is. I look forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
That means I have to build.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but you can build.
Hey, Gordy, were you on earlier before you came on? Did you see that little twin I built?
No, I didn't.
I got a 565 square inch twin that weighs 44.5 ounces, and it mounts 2 badass 2310 900s with a 5S 2200 and pulls 2 10.5 match sets of badass props. And it is just fun airplane.
Wow. 44 ounces?
44.5 ounces.
Is that the one you built for Robbie?
I built it for Robbie, and then he decided he wanted my old Genesis, that Genesis Extreme, which I built in 2001. So I gave that to him, and he gave me back the twin. Boy, am I glad I made that trade.
There's a really good thread on it in Stunthangar forum right now too.
Yeah, I put a few pictures in there of the build process and everything. But if Charles will allow me, because I'd like Gordon to see that. Can I put that picture?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to dominate this, but I wanted to just. He's my twin. He's the twin maven. He's the twin king. Gordy, so my hero when it comes to twins. Yeah, here I'll have to reload it.
Well, Bob, how big was your other twins you built?
What's that?
600 and something? Your other twins?
What?
Your other twin engines, weren't they bigger?
Yeah, they're bigger. Yeah, I got one that's real big now. It's 735 square inches. I kind of got carried away. But here's the.
Oh, for cute. I like it.
Yeah, it flies great. I had a little clip up here before, but doing a horizontal late. If you allow me, I'll do it. There's
Go ahead.
The one in the back there. The perspective makes the one in the back look smaller, but that's 735 squares.
Wow.
And hopefully going to have that done for the Nationals. I mounted the retracts today, and I made new flaps, Sparky, and I like them. So I should have that ready to go here for primer in about 3 or 4 days. So.
All the narcs that were on that airplane are the way that I picked it up. They were done at Jerry's house.
What's that?
All the narcs on the flaps and all that was done at Jerry's house.
That's okay. I wanted to make new flaps anyway. It's no big deal. I'm gonna see if I can go back to this. This is
Those
for
of you who can't see it. I mean, who haven't seen it. It's a big airplane. It's gorgeous and it weighs nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty nice it's pretty. This is for Gordy, so you guys have seen this already, but I wanted to play this for Gordy. He's my I credit him for me getting into twins because I flew his Gemini, and my arm still hurts after what 25 years. But then I flew the Pathfinder Profile Twin, and that's one of the finest flying airplanes on the planet. So, well, anyway, here you go. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Ready? Here we go.
Ready.
Now, is this the small one, Bob?
That's the small one. Yep.
Jealous of the flying field. No trees anywhere around.
Yeah, it's a great field.
At least you guys can fly. We've still got nothing but crap weather.
Anyway, that's for you, Gordy.
Very nice.
It is very nice.
Very, very nice.
It's fun.
Hey, Mark Lumen, you have some questions? Go ahead and start firing away. And then caffeine, you have some questions.
My math brain for some fuel mixers. I had ordered some nitro not too long ago, you know, and it ended up coming to me in an 80-20 mix, 80 nitro and 20 meth. Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out a formula. Example, if I wanted to do like a 10% nitro, you know, I'm trying. I don't know why I can't wrap my head around it. You know, of what the extra mix would have to be.
Oh, you know what, Mark?
20...
I have a solution for you. I have an Excel spreadsheet. It can help you. So I'll send that to you.
Well, I've got the Excel that talks about normal, you know, about your percent of nitro and stuff like that. But since the nitro itself in the bottle of nitro, it's 80% nitro and 20% methanol.
Yeah, no, but there's like 4 tabs, and one tab
okay.
you can put in what you have right now, and then what you desire, and it'll whether you need to add oil or add nitro or add methanol, it'll direct you your path.
Okay.
So if you add 60% methanol, you'll have 50-50 nitro methanol, right?
Right.
80 and 60 and 20 is 80. So add 60% of the. You should be able to figure it out.
Of the methanol.
Right.
Of the methanol. There you go.
You got 50-50. You should be able to figure it out from there.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that was getting close to what I was trying to figure. And also, I'm making some tanks as well. And what's a good rule of thumb for the Uniflow pickup from the or the Uniflow line from the fuel pickup distance from the end? Is there a good rule of thumb?
I put them right close to each other, within 1/8 of an inch. But
okay,
that's me.
Yeah, the last couple of tanks I built that way, it was pretty close to the end. I just get a lot of.
Keith Trostle was saying
about three or four screaming laps. You know,
Keith Trostle was saying a week or two ago that he likes to make it farther away because he was thinking he was getting some air bubbles in his intake.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't remember what dimension Keith was saying he's using, but I had the impression it was like at least half an inch, maybe longer.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
The plastic tanks and plumbing them for Uniflow. Billy Werwich came up with a formula for that, and we put them halfway. We put the Uniflow line wrapped onto the actual feed line, so it would follow it. And then you could actually rotate the Uniflow line in relation to the feed line to get the break even outsides and insides.
Yep, I do the same thing, Bob.
Very neat.
You know, I solder a brass tube to the clunk.
Yeah.
Right, for the clunk.
Yeah, right to the clunk, and then I angle it off so that it can get all the way up against the wall and get all the fuel out of it. And like Bob says, they're together and they just move up and down the same place. You want to just turn the bung.
In Czechoslovakia in '92, I had all kinds of trouble with the tank. It was plastic, but I had the Uniflow line right at the back, and the thing was going lean, and it's hitting too hard maneuvers. And Billy got back to the room and he said, "Let me replumb that." took it out the next day with the uniform line halfway down. And what we had to do is a couple of adjustments, horizontal adjustments to the uniform line versus the feed line. And we had the thing working great. And that's how it flew for the rest of its career, just like that.
Well, it's yeah, that makes sense. And then one more of another rule of thumb is fine. Props. I got a little bit of ground clearance, not too bad, but if I get any higher grass, I've got some ground clearance on that Casey Spirit that I put together. Yeah. And I may try to go to a 3-blade. Example, I'm running an 11.5, 2-blade. What's a good starting place for a 3-blade? 10.
10.5, give that a shot.
Normally you go an inch smaller in diameter.
And pitch? Do you change the pitch or no?
No. Same pitch.
Same pitch, just an inch shorter.
Okay, perfect.
Just an inch smaller. Exactly.
Well, perfect. All right, guys. I think that gives me some work.
All right, fantastic. And we have Jim Vornholt. Hey, Jim, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, Jim.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Jimmy.
I'm doing all right. Had a weird experience this weekend. Went out to the flying field. It was a beautiful day. Wasn't hardly even so much as a breeze. 80-degree temperature. Nobody was there. So Sunday I go out. Same thing. It's a beautiful day. 80 degrees. No wind. Go out to flying field. Nobody was there.
No one called you either to go flying?
No. Oh, no. They don't call me to go flying. I'd be the last person they call to go flying. No, I just thought I'd go out and rub elbows with people I hadn't seen for a long time. And I don't know what's going on with the enthusiasm in this club, but it's
pretty too bad.
Pretty sad. I mean, the only reason I'm not out there is physical reasons where, most of the people I'm talking about are pretty good health. So I don't understand it. So anyway.
Maybe it's too hot for them.
Yeah, could be. I don't know.
Where's your new puppy?
Oh, she's fine. She got spayed about 2 weeks ago, and she's as mean as ever. So she's doing all right. She bit me on the toe this morning for some unknown reason, and made my toe bleed.
Oh,
and,
no.
Oh,
so
brother.
I went to the doctor, and the doctor, I had to take my shoes off for the doctor. The doctor looked at my foot and said, "Well, your foot's bleeding." I said, "Well, I didn't have time to put a bandage on. I was running late." So I just threw a sock over it and left.
Good gracious.
Yeah, I know. I tell you. Yeah, she keeps me hopping, that's for sure.
That's funny.
Jim,
But
one of these days, I want to talk to you about those 51s if you still got them.
my 51s? Oh,
Yes,
they both met their demise years and years ago. The one that was mine, well, I painted them both, but the one that was mine actually was the yellow one, the one that was Bob Hoover.
51 engines.
I'm
The
sorry,
Tiger
what?
51 engines.
Oh, Tiger 51 engines. I thought you were talking about those P51s.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I do have one, and I think I got some parts you might be interested in. I mean, if you want them, you can have them. I mean, I
I'd
don't.
sure like to have them. I've got 3 sleeve and pistons to go in them. And
Okay.
I had fixed both the motors that I had anyway.
Okay.
I'd already fixed everything before the parts got here. Now I have no place to put them because I don't want to tear them apart while they're running as good as they are.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed what you were saying. Yeah,
That's all right. That's all right.
I've got at least one Tiger 51, and I know I've got some parts that I got.
I have 2 brand new ones in the box if anybody's interested.
There you go.
Good gracious.
2 brand new ones.
Bob?
Two brand new
Yeah.
ones in the box, never run. Here's a
How,
heads.
how is the how are the 51s? I'm the engine wise, are they a pretty good engine for?
They're really good
Great.
engines.
Oh, look at
I,
that.
I might be interested, Bob. I'm not ready for 60 size or bigger, but
Here's a handsome guy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Cornhole. Yeah.
yeah. Look at the hair on that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his foot is bleeding.
Got his Hollywood glasses on there. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, those are the days. Yeah.
Very nice, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, Bob.
Yeah. No problem, old buddy.
Yeah. Oh.
I have a comment from Gerald Wimmer. He said, and he's a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you, Gerald, for your support. He says, I built a Genesis around 1985, wrote it off on my third flight at the Rotorua stunt contest. It wound up in a strong wind. I did not have good wind flying skills back then. No, that's too bad. It's too bad. That's a good flying plane.
I disavow any responsibility for that.
Yeah. Oh.
Tell you, those are some nice. There's some great flying airplanes, and I never understood how it flew so well with no rudder.
Well, birds fly with no rudders.
Yeah, well, but then but the birds can move their tails around to take the place. But then a year or so ago, Bob said something.
Too, actually,
A year or so ago, Bob said something that hit home and really made me think. We were talking about rudders and offset, and he says, I don't do anything to induce a roll in my airplane. I said, well, son of a gun, never thought of it like that.
Yeah, spiral airflow will induce roll and yaw on a vertical fin.
I started taking it out, and I was working on a plane, and instead of putting a whole lot of airfoil in it like a Nobler, like I have always done, this one I left straight, and it flies great.
But if you think about it, and not to be a pain about the twins, but to be a pain about the twins, you have two counter rotating props, and none of that spiral airflow is going around the fuselage hitting that vertical fin.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I sent this thing to Charles the other night. Just to let you know, John Paris was in Seoul, Korea, and he's watching us on the train in the back of the
Oh, it was a train. I assumed it was an airplane. Okay.
I think it was a train. Let me get my phone here.
Safe, John.
I assumed it was an airplane, like he was on a business flight, I thought.
I'll read exactly what it says.
All right. Yeah, I'd like to share it. I just did not set it up to share it. It's pretty cool.
John Paris.
And Dennis sent me the same image. Make it big.
Says on the train to Seoul, Korea.
Wow.
And
Very good.
And he's watching it. It was Charles and Gary and Bob and Dennis and John Suklak and let me see, Bob Whitney, and Tom Rammel, Gary Sinclair, John Suklak, and Gary are on there on Seoul, Korea.
That is so cool. That is so cool.
Got that in the middle of the night. He didn't realize there's a big time difference, but it woke me up. The text went off.
Oh. Yeah.
Kamsamnida.
Very
Hey, Bob.
cool.
Hey, Bob.
Yo.
Here's a picture. I got a picture for you.
Yeah. Adonis, is that who was that?
That's supposed to be our good buddy Jim also.
Yeah.
That's Jim?
Yeah. That's me.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I cut my hair real short.
Your airplane is well named for you.
My airplane's what?
The airplane is well named for you.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how skinny. Well,
Skinny you could get it.
See where he's holding the fuselage? Look at how skinny that thing is.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a profile.
The airplane or the
That
guy?
is really skinny. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Actually, so is Jim, but
Yeah.
Well, at
Where
that
was that?
time,
Is that
at-
Willow?
he
at-
looks like a pro. He looks like he's got profile there too, doesn't he? So
yeah, at that time,
Where is that?
Yeah,
Where is that?
smile, style, and profile. So
yeah.
So did that have an
Never heard of
external
that
elevator
airplane.
horn?
No,
Where was that
No.
taken?
60. Let me think. 62 nationals in Chicago.
Oh wow.
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 Memory.
Wow.
hey, Jim, isn't this the airplane that Billy helped you with?
Yeah, he customized it for me. Yeah, he didn't really like the design that well, so he fixed it. And he fixed my Fox 35 too. It
Wow.
it met an early death too, along with the airplane.
Oh,
Ooh.
too bad.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That's a disassembly is a bitch.
Yeah.
I to make a short story, we were flying in Kokomo, Indiana.
Oh, look
boy,
at this.
The hair is gone there.
That's you, Jim?
Pardon me?
That's you, Jim, again?
Yeah, it's me again. No hair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Slowly creeping back, Charles.
It happens.
Still got the glasses though. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got the glasses. Anyway, we were flying in Kokomo, and Bill wanted to fly my airplane, so I said, "Okay, go ahead." And I flew a little nose heavy, and Bill flew very sensitive, and it bored a pretty big gash in the pavement. I'll put it that way, in the Chrysler parking lot.
Is this the beginning? Is this the beginning of the story where you got thrown in jail for doing 140 miles an hour?
Yeah, because I was going up to Billy's house to get it out of the airplane, because he felt so bad. He had a brand new Harris, and he said I could have it, and so I drove up and got it, but I was in a big hurry, so I got stopped. Ohio State Trooper didn't think it was quite as urgent as I did.
And you kept the ticket because you were so proud of the 141 miles an hour.
I kept it till I lost my billfold, and it was in that billfold that I lost. I have since lost another billfold. I just got another new one again. I keep losing billfolds and driver's licenses.
That's funny.
So, yeah,
You're lucky you just got a ticket, not a night in the Crowbar Hotel.
Oh no, I did get a night. Oh yeah, they put me in the back of the car, took me straight to jail. Oh yeah. I had to stay in jail till the next morning when I had to go into court and talk to the judge, and then I had to get the car bailed out. And by the time we got to Billy's, it was dark. By the time we got to Billy's house, I mean, by the time I got the car and got everything paid for, and yeah, it was a mess.
And you spent your entire life as a policeman.
Yeah. Well, I figured if you can't beat them, join them. See, that's what you do, Bob. If you can't beat them, you just join up.
So, Jim,
Is this?
what kind of car was it?
I'm sorry, what?
Jim, what kind of car?
What kind of
What
car?
kind of car?
What car went 140?
What car was it?
What kind of car? It was a Ford, wasn't it?
Oh, what kind of car was it? Oh, I'm sorry. It was a 427 Ford, 63 Ford. And I had taken off the 3.2s and put dual quads on it, and changed the rear end gear around, and I can't remember what ratio I went to now, but it was a long time ago. But I went to a different gear ratio, and it actually would spin tires in fourth gear. It had that much power. When I took the 3.2s off and put the two 4-barrels on it, that really upped them.
We probably would have got along really well, Bob or Jim.
What?
I was into drag racing also.
Yeah, were you? Oh yeah, Hey, I learned my lesson. I went through 3 engines, and I mean, I actually just blew holes in the side of them, and after that I got me a Grand Prix Pontiac.
Good choice.
Yeah, I got rid of the 427 and got me a family car.
All
Probably
I didn't have a family.
Ran a
so,
63.
yeah,
Those
yeah,
are really
yeah.
good engines
I had
too.
a question,
Yeah.
I think, from Lynn Burrell, and it probably involves airplanes, right, Lynn?
Oh, yeah, probably.
I have a question for Bob. Bob, the first time you flew at the World Championships, what do you remember about it? And do you have any good tips?
Rain
What's
and
that?
wind. Rain and wind. We were right off the North Irish
Not what
Sea,
you're looking for, Liam.
and there were steel tables rolling down the runway, big like 8-foot diameter steel tables were rolling down the runway. That's what I remember mostly.
Wow.
Aside from Les
Okay.
McDonald, when you saw the wind getting sick and tossing his cookies in one of the scoring tents. I remember that too.
Oh my gosh. So in other words, I should be worried, right?
No,
Be nervous. Be very, very nervous.
No, it's all right.
Take seasick pills, Lynn.
Yeah.
They can't kill you.
Some days I already feel like I need them, Bob.
Are you on the team? Are you on the
He's
team?
on the Canadian. Yeah, he's on the
Hey,
Canadian
congratulations.
team.
That's great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Has anybody
I'm
heard
excited.
how Trayan did? Or is it this weekend or this week?
I think it's this week.
What's that?
Okay.
He's over there now.
He's in
But I
Ramona.
think it's
Trying. He's in Ramona for the Ramona.
Romania.
Romanian.
Romanians.
Romania.
Romanian team. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking Ramona near where I live. Yeah, Romania.
I knew her.
Close.
Hey, Bob Whitley, I don't know if you had a chance to do what you wanted to talk about.
No, not yet. But
Okay.
I got something to show Denny. He was asking last week. Our old crest.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Birds
wow.
of a feather. Yeah, very cool.
I think it's
Yeah,
cool.
so I got to put it on a jacket for
That's cool.
the reunion. And today's activity was doing a project for Paul Jabot to go down to the Northwest Regionals. I'll just show you.
How many old members
Set
do
of
you think are
cakes.
still left, Bob?
We got 35 said that
Really?
they're coming.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I don't know. The club was dissolved long ago, back in the 80s sometime, and we've got the
Must have been a
Alberta Controlling
must have
Club
been a
now.
big, pretty big club, huh?
Oh, it was. Absolutely. I don't know how many members we had in its heyday, but there was lots. The field was always full, waiting on circles.
Yeah.
I'll switch cameras here. And I'm just building up a packing crate for Paul, if I can get a good view of it there.
Very good.
To go on the plane with a bunch of other stuff. It wouldn't fit into a suitcase, so I'm just making him a custom crate out of quarter ply, and
Wow.
got to use up a bunch of scraps of whatchamacallit, pine. I just generally regard pine as firewood, but anyway, I got to finish that off tomorrow because he'll be heading out Thursday, and I've got a super busy day flying on Wednesday, and we're finally maybe getting a bit of a break in the weather. It's been just god awful. But on the plus side, with all the rain, the forest fires are backing off. Fort Nelson, we were really worried about it. They thought it was going to burn down. And then the wind stopped. It clouded over, which gave them a little bit of a break. Then it shifted and blew the main fire south towards the river, Muskwa River. And then the rains came. So nobody's coming home yet, of course, but they kept it down to, I think, about 10 properties damaged, 3 houses rode off, which is a miracle for what they expected. And Fort McMurray was worried about getting burned right out again, like in 2016. But again, the rains and a wind shift has saved them, and they're actually able to go back home.
Wow.
So we've just getting away damn lucky, actually, compared to the previous years.
Wow.
Very good. Very good.
But anyway, on that note, I think I'm going to shut her down. I was pushing 10, and I've been at it for a long day here.
Yeah.
So I was wanting to get a bunch of this
Oh,
done on
good
the
grief.
weekend, but a friend of mine took really sick with his fourth bout of cancer. So I've sort of been playing the rescue guy for him.
All right.
Well,
Okay,
thanks
you
for,
guys have a good
thanks for
night.
that, bringing
you.
that patch. I
Okay.
really think birds of a tether. I've never heard of a control line
good.
club using that, a phrase like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
I
circle
can remember
runners or, you know, whatever,
w-
something, but yeah.
there was a headline in the old Mac magazine, or it was a newspaper in those days. That was one of my first ones, and I can remember I've still got it. There's a cover picture of Bill Harder with a beautiful P61 Black Widow that he had, or P63 Black Widow.
Oh man, look
Oh,
at
right.
this.
looky
Yellow
there.
jacket.
Very
Anyway,
nice, Sparky.
the title caption on the firing up is that was indoors too. We flew at Kinsman Fieldhouse, but the title caption on Mac was "Birds of a tether flocked together to assist Bill Harder with his starting his twin." Thought it was a cute caption.
Very cool.
But anyway, you guys have a great night. Catch you on Friday, I hope.
See you, Bob.
All right. Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good, man.
Take care, Jim.
And I have a
Take care,
comment.
Bob. Stay out of trouble.
I have a comment from Marcel Legrand. He says, "I finished my twin Pathfinder." So, Gordy,
He sent
another
me pictures.
Pathfinder.
It looks really nice.
Oh, cool. Very cool. And then Jonathan Caradas, who's a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you for your support, Jonathan. He says, "Hi, Aces. Hi. Nice 262, Jim. Yeah, that was a nice 262.
Yeah.
And
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
they look great in the air. Real eye-catching.
Yeah. Didn't fly bad either.
Jim,
Jim, how
that
did your
bring
Trina
back
fly?
some memories?
Oh, that flew great.
Jim, wow,
Pardon me?
did that shirt bring back some memories?
Oh yeah, the Schaefer's. Yeah, yeah.
Yellow jacket?
That's St. Louis. Yeah, yeah. That's that was, when was that? Back in the '60s,
Yeah,
Sparky?
yep.
Yeah, yeah. That was a long time ago.
Very cool.
Yeah. But who asked me about the Trino? Was that you, Phil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Trino flew really, really well.
It looked like you still had a small elevator on there, and it still flew well. But
oh
wow.
yeah, it was it probably was one of the best flying airplanes I ever had.
Did you have bigger elevator on that than the plan showed?
No,
Oh,
no,
wow.
it was that's just what it showed. It was about a
John Miller had one.
about an inch and a half, if I remember right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the plan only showed like an inch or something.
Yeah, it's small, but no, whatever's on that plan is what was on the airplane. Yeah.
John Miller had one.
His, and that wow,
Yeah, it's
pretty
an
airplane.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I liked it. I don't even know what happened to it, to tell you the truth. I might have sold it to John Davis, I think.
Wow.
But I don't remember for sure.
Well, John ended up collecting most of the airplanes, didn't he? John and his dad.
Yeah, he had Bernie Ash's Aeron, and he might have had mine. I don't remember, to tell you the truth. What happened to my Aeron? It's it's like old cars. I've had a lot of old cars. I don't remember what happened to them. But nope. There's the old Aeron. Yeah. The reason it's got that gold around the nose, and Bernie Ash's did not have the gold on the nose, that was because a week before the Nationals, I tore the nose completely off. And so I didn't have any more of that matching paint. And so I just improvised and changed it to gold.
Looks great.
Until I did that, Bernie's and mine looked exactly the same, with the exception of the AMA numbers.
Wow.
They looked exactly the same. And then I had my head up my butt and run it doing. I remember it well. I was doing the horizontal eights, and as I come around the outside, I tried to get it down real low and got too low.
And the wing didn't break?
Oh yeah. But that was the worst damage was the nose. Yeah, it did break. But it just broke. I didn't have to do anything with the covering, Sparky. Um, whoever else, I guess it was Sparky. Yeah. Yeah. No, I didn't have to do anything with the covering. It was most of the damage was in the nose and the I-beam. God, I can't remember now exactly. Boy, you're testing my memory now. But the like I said, the main thing that the difference ended up being is that the gold on the nose. That was.
And the tail broke the night before you won the nationals, right?
Yeah, the night before, me and Billy and Ron O'Toole took the elevator out of the airplane because it was bowing on tight maneuvers. It was bending.
The stabilizer.
And so we got some 3/8 and made a new stabilizer and new elevators and put it in there. And I don't remember.
Was taken after that, wasn't it?
Pardon me?
Was this picture taken after that repair? Because this is like when you won the nationals, right? This picture was taken after the repairs.
Yeah, that had to be at the Nationals because I got the button on my pants there. Yeah.
61. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think that was I was standing.
That had to be.
I was standing dead downwind when you did your wing over, and I always told you about this. It was the best wing over I've ever seen in my life before. Since.
Wow.
Yeah. That was pre-elevator replacement because it still has the trim on it. And when we replaced it that night, it just had some paint on it. It wasn't trimmed up or anything.
Gotcha.
It just painted it, and it flew. We went out. I flew it. I test flew it at 8 o'clock in the morning, and it flew great. Flew just like it always did.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks like that cockpit was pretty detailed too. Was that cockpit detailed?
Yeah. Yeah. Back in the old days, you always put detail in the cockpits. I mean, some guys were masters at it. They can make it look like a real airplane, but
here's some cockpit detail of Jim.
There you go.
Yeah, that's some cockpit detail.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't tell about the hair in that one, though.
No, you can't, can you? That's a good thing. You know.
Did you notice it? You notice his call sign there on his helmet?
Pork chop.
Pork chop.
Yeah, that was me. Pork chop.
That's funny.
36 years flying.
Wow.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Yeah. Thank you.
You get the note I sent you, Jim?
Well, email or what, Sparky?
No, on Stunthangar. It should go to your email.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I haven't been on the computer at all today. I was gone all day and didn't get home till about 7 o'clock.
Well, I'll just say thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, Sparky. That's okay. I'm glad to help out.
Philip, this is for you.
Oh, look
at that.
There you go.
Wow, the cows. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Wow. That's it. Cheek cow, 1951.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that's
for.
Jim's too. I think the plan that was in Pampa was done by Dave Cook.
That's what I remember.
No, yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember when though. I couldn't find it.
No idea. But Bob, any ideas on that?
I think you're right on the Dave Cook thing because I know he was big into those because Lou Andrews was from that area. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who started flying?
Lou
You know who
Andrews.
started flying stunt with Barnstormers and flew them for quite a while?
Besides Wes.
Billy Werwich.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I was just
Okay.
going to answer that question. Billy Werwitz. He started with Barnstormers. Yeah.
I have a comment from Brent Williams. He says, "Howdy, guys." Howdy, Brent. Thanks for coming in the chat box. And then we got Andy Mudziger, I think. He's a member of our YouTube channel. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Sorry about that. But he says, "Hi guys, always enjoy listening to your words of wisdom and watching Sparky's videos. Been having fun reworking a flight streak I got years ago from a fellow named Al from San Clemente. I wonder which Al that was. I wonder if that was Al Shorley or Al Heger. Might have
Well,
been
I
Al
know
Heger.
my videos are getting out there because I got thanked this weekend by some of the speed guys that dabble in stunt, and they say they watch me and I help them learn how to finish. So.
Oh, great.
Hey, Sparky, I have a question. Did you get that thumb drive I sent you?
Yes, I did. You know,
Okay.
I haven't even plugged it in, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, I just want to make sure you got it.
Hours and hours to look on that one. He's got
a
No,
lot
I
of
lied.
pictures.
It's plugged in right now. I haven't looked at it. That's what it is.
Okay.
All right.
Bob, you was talking about cockpit detail in the old days? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say he has lots of pictures of showing a progression of Jim Bornholt's hairstyle.
When we used to,
funny.
I'm gonna see if I can finish this.
Thanks, I deserve that.
I'm sorry, Phil.
When we used to have, that's all right. When we used to have a contest here, the 4A contest in Winston-Salem, one year, Tom Dixon came up here with a brand new Nobler back in the days when every other airplane was a Nobler. He came up with a black Nobler, and I looked at that thing and I thought, well, it's a beautiful airplane. The finish is nice, but why didn't he do any cockpit detail? He says, Bailey, go look at that thing. You don't know what you're looking at. And I went over and looked at it, and there's a little tag in there, a little piece of paper. It said cockpit detail on it.
Remember that? Want to see some cockpit detail? Here's some cockpit detail for you. Ready?
That's it. That's it. Oh,
there
man.
we go.
Right.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's something. What'd
That's
you do?
really
Steal
good.
steal the
That is
seats
really
out of a
nice.
plastic model?
Yeah.
That's Dave Rees's F5. And those
Wow.
that's a semi-scale model of the demonstrator F5 that went around the world selling the airplane to different governments. And every country you went to, they put a flag on the side. And all of those flags on both sides of the airplane were hand painted.
Oh my God.
Wow.
He was really an artist.
Amazing.
Yeah. It's incredible. And,
Good as it looks.
I think I've told this story here before, but for the benefit of those who haven't heard it, Dave Rees was one of the most exquisite builders in the world. He wasn't the greatest flyer in the world, but he was a great builder and a super nice guy. He passed away a few years ago. He went to the 75 Nationals with this airplane with Freddie Miles. Anybody know Freddie Miles?
Just the name. I just don't remember.
Freddie's gone now too. And they drove straight through to Lake Charles, and they got out of the car, and Freddie wanted to fly right away, and Dave wanted to rest. And Freddie convinced him to fly, and on the first flight, he crashed his airplane.
Oh, no.
Man. Oh.
Which would have won the Concorde's, would have won top finish award. No question about it. And Dave went walking off down the runway. It was at Lake Charles and the B-47 tie-down pad that was there. And he was gone for hours, and we were getting worried about him. And he came back late that afternoon, and he said, "You okay?" He said, "Yeah, I'm fine. I was down the end of the runway, and they got this new event called Peanut Scale. It's free flight." And he got so involved in free flight, he became the most famous free flight scale modeler of all time, with more wins at the Nationals and FAC Nationals and Grand National Championships than any other free flight scale modeler. And that's the day he learned about free flight scale.
Wow. Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah. Great story.
Now, they used to get 40 points for cockpit detail, right? Or, I mean, you got 40 points.
Well, you had 10 for each maximum for 4 different categories: finish, workmanship, realism, and originality.
I think it still should be that way anyway. You should get at least as much as a maneuver, not half a maneuver for all the work you put into it.
Yeah.
And actually, Bob, by 75, they had changed it to 20. So Dave did all that work without an awful lot of payback for it. That was definitely a work of art.
He just loved doing it. He had a Hawker Siddeley Nat that was just as pretty, like the red arrows or whatever it was. They flew the Hawker Siddeley. He had a thing called the Dazzler. He had two of them, a 35 and a 40 size, and he had a Talon. I cut the wings for all of those. I got the test flight as Talon. It was a great airplane.
I think I seen pictures of the Talon.
Snarky.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of good modelers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's part of it. Yeah.
last 2 or 3 years have been hard on us.
Yeah.
Well, Dave built a scale model of Jack Sheik's T-tail or his T-tail Goodyear
The Knight?
racer.
The Knight.
Only it was by scale model. It was, I want to say it had like it had about a 1 foot wingspan, I-beam wing, right? And it gave it to Jack like that, all in just natural wood. It was just the stunt plane built this big, you know.
Wow. Was that the Knight?
The Knight, yeah.
Oh, the Knight, yeah. That was a nice airplane.
And he built the full size Knight too. I think it's one of his last airplanes he built. That's in the Brodak Museum now.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Ty Marcucci had a nice one too.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Hey, Danny, I'm gonna try to get up there to the contest Saturday.
Are ya?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
All right.
Yeah, as long as I don't break any bones or trip and fall and break my neck or something, you know.
Let's don't do that.
Don't let the dog bite you. Don't
Right.
Yeah, there
don't
you
go
go.
barefoot anywhere.
Yeah.
Don't fall in
Yeah.
a bathtub. Whatever.
I'll tell you what, I'll just stay in bed till Saturday morning. How's that?
All right.
It's a good idea. Stay away from the stairs.
Sounds
right.
great.
All right.
That sounds
Hey,
good. Glad to have you, man. Glad to have
thank you. Thank you. Well, Phil, I'll look for that engine and those parts, and I can get your address off the Tampa. So, okay.
Just out of,
yeah.
Out of curiosity, what are Tiger 51s going for brand new?
I have no idea. I haven't seen one in so long. I have no idea.
Have you checked looked them up on the Stunthangar classifieds?
No.
I mean, they might have some prices that people were asking and stuff like that. I don't
Just
know.
so
if they
you
got
guys
them
know,
or
I'm
not.
going to be at the Nationals with about 30 brand new stunt engines.
Oh my.
PA 61, 65, 40s, PA 40R ultralights.
Is that 65
Wow.
rear exhaust, Bob?
Huh?
Is that a rear exhaust 65?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'd like to buy that engine from you.
Okay.
'Cause
PA
my
40
the
rear
entire
exhaust?
line, of Rojets, 90s down to the 40s. Nothing has ever been run, not one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, having a closeout sale, everything must go.
Everything must go.
He's only keeping the electrons. So
well, I want the 65, Bob.
It'll buy some electrons for me.
I'll call you on
I'll put the
65.
65 away.
All right.
I got
Well-
another question too for, I'm sorry, Jim.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm gonna back out of here and you guys have a nice night.
All right. Hey, thank you for coming in, Jim. Yeah, man.
Okay,
safe
you're welcome.
journey
See you, Charles.
Saturday.
Okay.
We'll see you
Yeah,
then.
yeah, okay.
I'll give you a call later
If
this
I-
week, Jim.
Denny, if I don't show up, check on me.
All righty. Sounds good.
Make sure I'm still alive. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Take care, Jim.
Bye.
All right. Hey, Bob, or anybody that may know, what do you actually need? Dave was asking, and a couple of Jim Lee actually were talking about it. What do you need to be able to do the tracking program for your flight?
I have no idea. You have to talk
Yeah.
to
Clue, but it's
Andre
cool.
sets up a few. He sets up a few points, little markers around a circle, and he uses those to do it. You need.
It's not something that
get
you
a hold
can
of
do.
Andre through through Stunthangar and stuff like that. He'll tell you what you
Gotcha.
need.
Yeah, but it's not
right
something.
now. His intention is to have something set up at Brodak, and he's also going to have something set up at the Nationals. So,
Right. So I think the misunderstanding from some people too, and me included, is that you can get the program, the computer program itself, but the actual I'm sure there's hardware, right? I mean, there's
Yep.
hardware.
Oh, yeah.
his hardware
Yeah.
it all sounds pretty straightforward. And I think his camera, I think he's just using an iPhone camera. So,
But it's very precise in how they set it up on the field, and it takes them a few hours to do it. They did it at our
Wow.
contest, and
I saw some of your flights, Bob, from a couple of years ago, maybe.
Yeah, up at Stars. Yeah, I did a bunch of them for them
Yeah.
up at Stars.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it's humbling, but it's the number one coaching tool I've ever seen.
Oh, I can imagine. That's
well, we come up with one really neat use for it. They're talking now at the Nationals and the judges training, they normally watch flights
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. This year in the judges training, he can do some live feedback on it. And the training flight, at least part of the training flight is going to consist of flying laps at 45 degrees so the judges can actually see what it looks like. And whoever the pilot is they're going to be yelling at him, oh, we need you to go another foot higher, oh, another 6 inches lower, or something like that. And the judges are actually going to literally see exactly 45 degrees, which you come right down to it, compared to even watching a full flight and stuff like that, that may be more valuable than almost anything else.
Yeah. And now he's got it in real time. And when we're up there at the Stars, he had it in a tent where you could go watch it on the monitor while it was flying and see the tracings. It was really wild. When I was flying, I didn't get to watch it on the monitors though.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be it's very intriguing, very interesting, but the impression I get from Andre is that it's not a prohibitive setup or anything like that. It's all pretty straightforward, and like Bob said, it used to take him hours, but I get the impression now he can set up pretty painlessly, relatively painlessly, at least compared to that.
Yeah.
And they do take a few points and stuff like that.
Well, they got a lot of practice doing it now. So
yeah. Well,
it's him and Jerry. They do it together.
Yeah, he's improved his methodology a lot.
Yeah.
The only problem I could see that might be somebody walking into his camera stand, or a judge walking in front of it, or something like that, and
or an airplane flying into one, which we almost had at the North Beach contest. That was set up too close to the circle, and Danny Badjuk almost hit one.
Cool.
I mean, like that close,
Yeah.
Wow.
Danny hits, he hits trees too. So what the heck?
Well, that would be a heck of a good thing for like a stunt clinic, somewhere.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
If your ego can stand it, yeah.
Yeah. At this point, I'm at the stage where that's okay.
Well, hey, I told him I wanted to film my flights in in Brodak, because I want him to use my flights to calibrate his system for proper accuracy. So.
Oh, brother.
There you go.
And he said, we may have some trouble, Dennis. So
I gotta go.
I got the rounds down, but the squares.
Hang on, Sparky. Hang on a second, Sparky. Jonathan Carrodus, he appreciates your color coordination. You're matching your airplane.
Oh.
He thought that was pretty cool.
Where is he?
Jonathan Carrodus is in the chat box, but he's admiring how Sparky's T-shirt matches his airplane.
Oh yeah.
Color coordinated.
Pretty cool.
That's it.
I gotta go. I'll give you a call tomorrow, Bob.
Okay. And by the way, Finn's XS has an orange Spectra line too. So just saying.
Oh,
and it got line in blue. So
Finn's XS.
All right, good night, Sparky.
Buy directly.
Thanks, Mark. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, bye.
see you this weekend, right?
Yep.
Fantastic. I look forward to it.
See you.
Where's the contest this weekend?
In New Haven, Indiana, the Rust Buster, hosted by Wes and I and Larry Fruits.
Do you have appearance points?
No, this is a Rust Buster. This is This is literally get the rust out. All right. This
I can
is,
fly that little twin with
fly
no,
what you've rung and everything like that.
I can
So
fly that little twin with no finish on it.
absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely. And we've got a real pretty, real nice field for you too. So
I'll think about it.
be a hell of a ride for you, I think.
Well, I was going to go up to the Stars rally this past weekend, but they just got rained out. They had it on Sunday, but they showed the field Saturday afternoon, and I wasn't going to risk an airplane, landing in a swamp.
Yeah, well, the field dried up nice, and they're doing nice. They mow it real nice and everything like that. So
Well, that
they're
was a
pretty
200-mile
optimistic.
trip one way. Yours would be more like 400 miles one way, or
Yeah,
maybe a little more, 500 mile.
yeah, it'd be a hell of a trip for a for a two-flight contest, but I'd love to have you. So
We used to drive to Tucson nonstop, 9 years in a row. Remember what I did?
it took 2.5 days for that trip, and that's all the faster I want to push it. So
We were younger then.
could have done it in 2, and I would have
And
been.
now.
So what, man? So.
Well, I'll tell you what, those trips were the most fun times I've ever had in my life with Werwich. He's just absolutely hilarious to ride with. And
Yeah.
we covered a lot of ground. And I'll tell you, when you're doing 80 miles an hour on the high deserts of New Mexico, and a cop comes up to you and goes, pick it up or you're going to get a parking ticket,
Yeah, that's it.
You haven't slept since Korea, so those were great trips.
That's it. That's it. If you do 80, you're a speed bump out there. So
Yeah.
all right. All righty. Well, tomorrow is grandkids day from 8 till 8 now. So
Oh, wow.
I'm going to bail out on you guys. So everybody, you take care. Have a good week. And
No problem. I'm going to end the live stream anyways.
My little brother.
See you on Friday.
Good night,
All
Dennis.
All right. Good night.
Take care, Dennis.
And get to work on that Magister twin. That Magister plan. The
it's-
plan. I want that plan.
Yeah. All right. All right. All right. We'll see you. Bye.
All right. Well, we're going to end the live stream. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you have a chance to work on some airplanes or go do some flying and come back and tell us all about it Friday. So until then, fair winds.